I'm so excited to welcome all of you to the Bold Beauty Project opening reception. We want to challenge the way you think about women with disabilities. We want to break down stereotypes. We want to expand your concept of who and what is beautiful. We want you to find beauty in unexpected places.
What we feel strongly about here at the Bold Beauty Project is that beauty comes in all sizes, all shapes, and all ages. So we have selected women with disabilities because many of them don't conform to the standard notions of beauty.
I think we all have the classic idea of what is beautiful. For me, what is beautiful is courage, strength, power, so much more than what you just see.
The Bold Beauty Project is an innovative visual arts photography project featuring women with varying disabilities. We feature 20 to 25 women with physical and/or sensory disabilities.
Wonderful.
A story that really impacted me a lot this year, we had one of our models, Johnny May. She's visually impaired, and we heard back from her after her photo shoot. She was almost crying in her voicemail messages about how much this project changed her life, how she felt like a queen for a day.
Hi, this is Johnny May, and I'm just calling you to say thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you. And words cannot express what I'm feeling. I tell you, I felt like I was on the cloud. Be blessed. Johnny May.
The fire, bringing in the fire, she's going to feel it. She's going to know there's something going on. And I think it moved her, and I captured a tear. I don't know if you'll see it in the image, but when I zoom in on her face, you could actually see a teardrop. So she was definitely moved by the whole experience.
Really is why we're doing this. Really is why we wanted to continue on with Bold Beauty 10 years later, to have more women with disabilities, visual and physical, have this experience, this altering, transformative experience that has changed their life.
When I was first asked, it was an honor. I was pleased. All my doctors came to the opening. 500 people came. And it was very exciting. And it changed my life in that way. And my disability, multiple sclerosis, kind of was fading into the background. And now, 10 years later, I can't believe it's been 10 years, of course, but I'm very happy that Shelly is going ahead with the Bold Beauty Project and changing more women's lives, because it's a remarkable thing that happens to you.
The reason that I want to give to people and young girls that have disabilities is never give up your dream. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep following your dreams. You will be a role model for other people as well.
This is definitely a labor of love for me, and I also was a model for the original show 10 years ago. Having that full, really larger than life-size image of me displayed in a gallery in Wynwood was life-altering. It was life-altering for myself, the photographer, and the people that came to see the show. It changed my life. From that time period, 10 years later, I started doing public speaking, and I literally came out of my shell as far as talking about dating, disability, sexuality, women, disability. I got to do a TEDx talk. So I'm standing here tonight to invite you to stare at me. Stare at my hands, my small hands, my short arms, and the way I move. I used to associate staring at it as a negative, and would do everything I could to avoid and hide because of my obvious disability. It all began when I was 3, and I had some crazy symptoms that would not go away. I had a high fever, a rash, and a swollen knee. So I was taken to a lot of doctors. At 14, I wasn't walking, I was in a wheelchair, so I had to have hip replacement surgery at 14. The worst stage that I went on was the unwanted stares and whispers of classmates and strangers. My disease was becoming visible, and all I wanted to do was disappear. The next stage I'd like to share with you is when I put myself on a stage where I was in control of how I would be displayed. I created a photography show. For me, I was one of 3 out of the 20 that posed semi-nude. And if you had asked me 10 years prior to this experience, I would have said, hell no. I would have never ever considered posing nude. But I was standing in a new place of self-acceptance at that point in my life, and I said, why not? People stare at me anyway. I'm noticed. Oh my God, that's so amazing.
See yourself as others see.
See the light shooting through the background?
Yes.
That's very dreamy and cool.
Yeah? Beauty is all around us, isn't it? It's in the flaws. It's in our perfectly imperfect, unique selves, but we miss it. It's a global issue, isn't it? So I think all of this is part of it, what drives me, but now it's not me anymore.
What is somebody going to take away from the exhibit once they see it? I think they'll take many things away. The initial, wow, this is a cool image. How brave this person must be to carry on with this kind of courage or whatever it is that's shown in the image. And all of the images show courage and boldness and openness and almost challenging the viewer. Look at me, this is my life, and I'm beautiful. One of our models said during one of the shoots, I am just like life. I'm beautiful, but I'm not perfect. And I thought, wow, that really says it all. So that's what I want, people to come away kind of saying, wow, I didn't ever think that before. It's just opening your mind to one thing, and it kind of enriches your life. And then for that, we're able to make changes in our society in general, hopefully.
What makes a photograph beautiful and bold at the same time? I think it's so many things. It's a combination of the artistry of the photographer, but it's really a collaboration. Some of the images that we have in the show are definitely bold and definitely beautiful, and some of them are more shocking than others. So that's what we want.
For me, the gallery opening is about bringing people together. It's the first time that these 100 people who volunteered their efforts are going to come together and be in the same room. So I can't wait to see the models with the photographers, with all the volunteers, with our team, and then all the people who come to see it. So that's what I'm most excited about, because that excitement is electric. This is an event where there's 25 models, 25 photographers. They're all the center of attention. They're all excited. They're all happy. They're all proud. And it's really something special to see.
But my name is Robert Zuckerman, and I was I was a photographer in Hollywood for many years. I photographed a lot of major icons. But to me, being part of this project is amazing, and I want you to remember 3 words that this project is about. Inclusion, empowerment, and self-esteem. And that's something that is, to me, is so important about this, that I love about it. So take that with you. Inclusion, empowerment, and self-esteem. You feel me?
Reflecting on this and doing this from 10 years ago to now, I just feel this is one of my life callings. One thing that happened for me 10 years ago when I did this, I kept thinking, if I had had something like this when I was a teenager or a young woman, it would have really shot up my self-esteem back then. You know, as a teenager, looking through magazines, and 17 magazine was my favorite, I never noticed any women that look like me in the media. So I really feel that Bold Beauty Project and the women that have said yes to this are role models for those young women, teenagers that have disabilities, visible and sensory. We're the future role models for them.